And we're recording. All right, welcome back to. Welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons, the game where things get too real too fast. Last time the team was getting everything.
Make it unreal.
Yes, getting everything together for their planned upcoming ball. They went and got measured and put some masks together. Collected some potions. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened last episode. This episode, we'll see if we actually make it there. It's only a night before the actual thing happens, so yeah.
We've been measured and stuff, haven't we?
Yes, you've been measured. You went to Wayclaw's abode. We led through that exciting adventure. That museum piece of a mansion that he calls home. Where, yes, those of you who wished to be measured for things were measured for things. And some masks were being constructed as well. For people who wanted, of course.
I think they were a bit too terrified to let us walk in with some of our creations without them making better ones.
I mean, they were stupid and didn't ask me what mine was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun.
So yeah.
Hey, Juns is very respectful and will fit in nicely for anyone who doesn't know the symbolism of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys had just finished up purchasing some more potions in store here in Storm's Ledge. Yeah, what do you want to do for the rest of the day? You pretty much got a whole day before you need to be back. Yeah, you got one more sleep, and then it's
One more sleep.
yeah. And then it's
Time to
the
get
day
drunk. Pew pew pew. Tavern time. No, okay, whatever.
All right.
I don't know. That's Tharkus always just wants to be in the trees, so like I guess there's escapism there. Being like, let's just drink to get through it.
Okay.
Not a role model. None of us
No.
are role models.
Not really.
Did we talk to the descendant of that historian who studied mushrooms, right?
Correct.
And we were organising to go somewhere with them at some stage?
Yes, once you'd done this ball thing, the plan was to go back down into the underground, track down these other colonies possibly, and work from there, basically.
Okay. I think that other thing that Jun has on his mind is tracking down this Win Krarin,
Yes.
which he's a shape changer. He's going to be hard to track. Even Wayclaw doesn't believe he's still around. Yeah.
Well, you are in a magical city at the moment.
Yes.
This would be your best bet for finding things that might help in that regard.
So we just came out of the potion shop, didn't we?
You did. Well, alchemist's supply. The potion shop was a whole different thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it is.
Hey Varys, is there anything around here that might sell, I don't know, something that would help me track down a changeling?
The two options I could think of is maybe a magical item shop or inquiring at the university, the college.
Are we going back to the college on our way home?
I believe we'll have to teleport.
Yes, of course. Magical item shop? If anyone else is interested?
Sure, I'll take along.
Okay. Sweet. Well, you spend some time looking around the city, this area here, before heading back to the college. Go ahead and roll me investigation checks. Anyone who is trying to track down a magic shop with magical items specifically, not just an alchemist.
Haley's still looking to do that stuff.
I'm glad someone's good at investigating.
Look, I found one. Look, it's this one. Look, it's got like the springs, and look, their symbol is a jester hat. That's probably exactly what
Yeah.
They look like they've got like balloons. What does it say on the outside? Look, Varys, look, it says whoop, whoopee. Yeah. What is that? It's cute balloons. We could get balloons.
Jesus Christ! And Thoricus just quickly tries to cover her eyes because it's like, oh nope, it's a jester themed brothel. Let's go.
Oh, whoopee! I see.
Oh, that kind of whoopee.
And behind you,
Haley
you
is
hear.
probably not actually looking.
I was trying to make it a joke shop instead of a magic shop. Damn, Bron.
Yeah.
You went there.
As Thoricus is pulling you, as Thoricus is pulling you away from the shop, you hear a woohoo, and you look back and you see a very scantily clad clown reaching out from the door.
Not the clown fuckers.
Don't knock it till you tried it. I mean,
Don't honk it till you try.
I wish I could make the clown honk noise.
Yeah. Hong Kong. And through all of this, you decided best, oddly enough, to follow Ailey's nose on this one. As when they're
Ailey
looking
just
Well,
saw
it can't be
shiny.
worse than clown brothel.
Yeah.
Ailey saw something shiny out the corner of her eye, and it just happened to lead them where they need to go.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
Ailey's good at noticing shiny things. That's like her
Yeah.
whole shtick.
Yep.
Yes, and Ailey leads you to a very sparkly store. That at first glance you think that's not a magic shop, but you realise that seeing through the glass into it, that the sparkles are all coming from magical lights that have been summoned within the store. As there are millions of individual little beads of light throughout that are hovering over different items, hovering over different pieces, giving the store, the regular patron of the store, the proper view of what these items are and what they do. So, who is entering? Who is doing what here? Imagine that Ailey is going right in, mesmerized by
I don't know what she's looking for, but she's just like, ooh, shiny.
Jin will stride proudly in, pretending he knows more than he actually does, as per usual.
Oh,
And do you know lots about magic?
Yes, I do.
But you only do like a tiny bit of magic. Like every day you do like a little bit, and then you just kind of stop. Do you get tired?
I use my magic sparingly.
Could you do more if you wanted to?
Yes.
How many magics do you have? Like how many spells do you think you know?
Ooh. Well, it depends, of course, how much my patrons decide to give me. I think I know quite a few at this point.
Quite a few. The Reckers, how much do you know about magic? Everyone's just blatantly being like, Jen, you shit.
All I know is you are not old enough to do magic the way I do magic.
Huh? Is this because of the clown lady?
Not her specifically, but well, yeah, I do know some magic, and I'm learning more all the time. But I don't learn from books. I don't understand how people learn from books.
I mean, I'm figuring it out. It's really hard.
Yeah.
I could do some
No,
of it
it's
sometimes.
not. It's very easy.
Well, most of the time I've just figured out magic by just waving my hands and hoping for the best.
Yeah, that's
The book thing's
basically
been
how I
very
do it.
recent.
I just
have gotten a
do
bit
what
better with my
I'm
hands.
told by my masters.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
Does that mean that
like...
if you don't do as you're told, that you don't get to cast as many spells?
Well, that's kind of the deal. I mean, they're not. It's not like they're telling me what to do every 5 minutes. Although I do have to kill this Winkrarin fellow.
I deliberately try and whisper, Reckers, Jun has to be a good boy.
Good is relative.
Mm.
It's like just making
Idiot.
faces at the Reckers in the corner.
okay. Well, Ailey is immediately drawn to a shelf that is of the most shiny things, which is, of course, rings and necklaces. They have quite a few necklace spellcasting foci. Just your regular amulets of various religious symbols, amulets containing crystals, orbs, a bunch of wands and tokens in there. A quick glance over them, you can tell that they're not magical by themselves, but would help a magical caster focus their energy. But there are a few rings there. Quickly reading over their descriptions, you see a lot of them are rings of resistances to particular elements, such as fire, acid, poison.
Haley is eyeing up the acid resistance one because of her and her brother. So she's like, would he be a dick and try and do stuff these days? Like when we were kids.
Yeah. You see the price
Just
tag
keeping
on it
that one in... Oh, yeah.
is 6,000 gold pieces.
It was like, not even worth stealing. I'd only be able to get 5 gold if I sold it. Fenced it. Fuck that.
Yeah. Well, you see there's acid,
Oh,
fire,
Christ.
cold,
Fuck it.
poison, and just a regular old ring of protection as well, which would give you a +1 to your AC. That one's the cheapest one. Out of the protection type rings that are listed there. But there's also a ring of swimming, a ring of spell storing, and a ring of mind shielding, which is the most expensive ring there at
Yeah, I was gonna say, how
16,000 gold
much?
pieces.
I think that's more than any of them have.
Yeah, and there's shown off very much as the most expensive ring that is available here.
Oh yeah, did you fix how much, like, did you add the money that I hadn't added?
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank you.
And I deducted the extra bits of that. There's also among the necklaces an amulet of health, which increases your constitution, recalculates how much health you have. That's out of character knowledge there.
Yep.
A very familiar necklace that you've seen before, that you're currently wearing. I don't know if it's actually attuned to you or not, but the amulet of shielding, I believe, is called for you. Bring up your toy.
Reflection?
Yes, I think it's the no, I don't think it reflects. It's just of
the amulet of shielding is back in the house in the stash. Increases.
Sorry, no. The one that Ailey has is the amulet of deflection.
Oh, deflection, not reflection.
Which is,
I was close.
Yeah. So it only increases when it's actually attuned, which it currently isn't. It protects you from ranged attacks more than anything else. +2 to
I'm trying to remember what she has
ranged
attuned.
attacks.
Dagger and circlet.
Yep. The dagger, the short sword of sharpness, and the shadow stepping boots.
The shadow stepping boots. That's it. I forgot. I keep forgetting I have those.
Yes.
It's because you're like max attuned to things, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah,
am I thinking of something
that's
else?
the max 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm meaning I keep forgetting I have the boots, that I no longer have the amulet attuned because I have the boots attuned.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I forget that I can disappear into the shadows like a proper rogue, not just fly.
You regularly disappear regardless.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's really good at hiding. Maybe she should give the boots to someone else. She's only using them for the teleport aspect, but she can kind of fly.
Yeah.
So,
kind of.
Dude would love those. He loves to teleport around in the middle of fights because he is a glass cannon.
Yes.
Still
Otherwise,
may need to be struck at some point.
otherwise, there's a bunch of necklaces of like not combat effective things that require attunement for some reason. Things that like change the shape of your body, give you minute amounts of strength, nothing really calculable, and things that make you better at cooking, at other day-to-day life things, as opposed to
Ailey's eyeing up
stuff.
the body one. She's like, I could remove my tits.
It is essentially just a seeming spell that you would just have permanently cast that would require you to attune to it. But you could easily cast seeming. We'll get someone to make that better for you. From the reason why I don't list it as part of the things for you to buy is for the amount of money that it would cost for you to buy, you could do better.
It's pointless. Yeah.
Yes. That is all of the shiny items. From there, everyone's following you along at this point. over to the weapons, which is very much the next place that you would be going.
Yep, even if
mhm.
it wasn't shiny, should be like now sharp things, my other favorite thing.
Yes. So, you see that there is quite a lot of +1 weapons, lightly enchanted daggers, battle axes, short swords, clubs, all of that. There are some short swords of sharpness, daggers of venom, much like you already have. There's even a flame tongue short sword, again, much like you have. There is also a quote-unquote dwarven thrower, which requires attunement by a dwarf, cannot be wielded by anybody else. And if it was attuned by a dwarf, it would be a +3 hammer that, when thrown, deals extra damage and immediately flies back.
Oh, sick.
Dwarves are
That's-
doing well.
Cool.
Wait, you're telling me it's a dwarven hammer of returning?
Yes.
Oh
See,
my
I
lord.
thought
Only
it was
dwarf.
a catapult for dwarves, and I got excited because I thought we could use it for Varys.
Yeah.
Afraid not.
My buddy
But-
who listens to this, shout out to the hand axe returning. That thing saved lives.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yes. Other than that, in the list of weapons, there is a $16,000 hand axe there that is very ornate. Appears to be made out of some sort of white metal, almost celestial in nature. That would have a +3, but it is 16,000 gold pieces.
This shop seems very overpriced.
And like, how the hell they get this stuff? But then, okay, but if they sell something for like 16,000 gold pieces, they're like set for like more than a year until the next group of ridiculously rich travelers comes through. So like, I dig the business model.
It does
This
make
is,
sense.
Yeah.
We
Skelly,
could have another
who's-
potion shop accident.
Who's the proprietor?
No.
One of you is going to tell me what happened in their shop one day. Keep talking about the potion shop.
You should.
Ailey just
don't
like
think
does
this-
that. You know the meme with the monkey just looking like side-eyed? Yeah, Ailey does that to Thrikus.
It sounds like something went badly, but I don't know what happened.
We will tell you sometime.
John,
You always
roll
the
tell
me
me
slideshow,
a...
you'll tell
maybe.
me sometime.
While this is happening,
Okay,
John,
we'll
roll
make
me
a
a perception
slideshow.
check, please.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll prepare a slideshow for when we get home.
Sorry,
Okay.
what am I rolling?
No, Jordan's rolling a perception check because they are looking at the proprietor of this place.
Cool.
There we go,
Alright.
14.
So, you see standing at the checkout, I guess, the desk at the back of the shop, a very large, very menacing, very scarred, very, very strong, bulky man, standing, looming, and very clearly watching you all as you walk through this. But you also notice through your devil sight an undertone there through your perception. You immediately realize that this is a seeming spell cast on somebody else, and you're able to immediately see through that to the person that is actually underneath it, who is an extremely old, very wizened old wizard who seems extremely powerful, and you're not sure why he needed to put this guy's on to intimidate.
Jin's going to wander casually up to him and say, "Good evening, good sir," or whatever time of day it is. I don't know. You were perhaps more worried about getting beaten than I don't know, magically stolen from? I am a little confused.
It's the damn kids more than anything else. They always think they can push over an old man. And I don't like having to tell their parents I broke their legs.
I
Then why don't
see.
you just heal the legs?
I don't know any healing magic.
Yes, wizards don't know healing magic.
Me too.
They're just selfish and they, you know. Anyway.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Straight up saying that to them. Alright.
Hey,
Or
I'm
just,
not
like-
saying I'm any less selfish.
I'll just sidle closer to the door, like.
So is this guy human or
You're not sure. The seeming is making it difficult for you to fully ascertain what's going on with his real body. You just can see that it is. You see enough through it to know that it is an older person. You've seen white hair, white, a long white beard. Could be human, could be half dragon. Yeah.
probably not now?
So.
Probably not an elf. Not tall enough.
Well, my good man, and for my own selfish reasons, I am looking to track down somebody who might be very difficult to track down. Somebody who potentially has a similar effect going on to you.
Looking for a changeling, huh?
Oh, come on. Is it that obvious?
As you say that, you realize that he secretly cast mind reading on you. Yes. It is.
Jin
It is that obvious.
decidedly unimpressed.
Well, what'll it be worth to you?
First of all, if we're going to continue this interaction, I suggest you get out of my brain.
Of course, of course.
Because you won't have to tell my parents that you broke my legs.
No, probably just the Queen of Air and Darkness, and that's harrowing enough as it is.
Yes. Yes, she may disapprove.
Quite. She may also disapprove of you trying to pay your way through this. I'm sure she gave you this assignment because she knew you could do it without any help.
Do you think so?
Well, your mind is it's a bundle of fun in there. So it was the best I could get out of that interaction.
I said get out.
I'm out. I'm out right now. It's just on the surface. You wanting things because of that. That's just it was there.
I'm sure my queen will be uncaring as to my methods, provided I deliver what was asked.
Well, I can sell you a scroll of locate creature, but that would only really work if you were particularly familiar with the person. So it might work. Haven't tried such things myself.
How much do you want for such a scroll?
320 gold.
I've lost track of where all my gold is.
Inventory in your backpack.
Yeah, it was. I remember it being in a back. Oh, is it just straight up in my inventory?
It is
now?
straight up currently
Yeah.
in your inventory.
Okay.
The bag of holding itself does still have a separate thing still.
Okay. No, that's all good.
Yeah, the bag of holding still got a bunch of stuff in there as well if you wanted to use that.
Cool. How much did you say he? You said he had a ring of something protect mind.
Yes, mind
Oh.
shielding. That was 16,000 gold pieces.
Okay. The bag of
It's a lot
holding.
less if you break his legs.
That's true.
Out of character.
Yeah.
Just clarifying.
Oh god, we are not doing another potion shop.
What happened at the fucking potion shop?
I'll show you a
Didn't
slideshow.
break any legs at the potion shop.
No,
Okay,
we
I'm
actually
Much
grew
worse.
skin.
I'm just going to assume that if you don't break this dude's legs, that it is growth, and that you'll tell me after the masquerade.
No, if we break
Yes.
his legs, that is growth because that's
Maybe on
less than
purpose.
what we did at the potion shop.
That's true.
We did much worse.
So, and everyone keeps saying we, it was me.
It was entirely you.
It was fully my
I
fault.
really tried to help correct your mistake, and I'm pretty sure made it
And then
worse.
Varys actually kind of corrected
Well,
the mistake,
Varys still
sort of,
had
maybe.
to. Well, he
Okay, we'll show you a slideshow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a
Oh
whole
my
thing.
god.
Quick, someone go and find that episode to recount in detail what happened.
Oh, I
God.
remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't totally
Yeah,
remember.
that one stuck.
I
Yeah.
I think Jun is going to stick his nose up, threaten the guy, and leave without buying it.
Fair play.
Can I roll intimidate and like try and just basically make him feel like shit for reading my mind?
Sure. Roll intimidation.
Fuck.
You get the feeling he
I'm
is...
really intimidating, but I rolled bad.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Can I help?
He's already seen
Ow.
in my head. He knows I'm not scary. He knows I'm a marshmallow on the inside.
Yeah.
Can I help out a little?
Sure.
You want to
Little
help
bit of-
out?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, little
What
bit
do
of.
you do to help?
I'm gonna make the ground tremor a bit because it's fun.
Okay.
Nice.
Little shaky
Oh.
shake.
That's better. That's more
Shake, shake,
intimidating.
Shake, shake, shake.
Shake your earthwork.
Okay. Yeah, he's not. Doesn't seem particularly affected by this. I'm afraid.
This guy's gonna be like level 30 wizard, fucking retired adventurer guy. Oh my god. He's gonna kill us.
Could
Gonna
be.
kill us.
breaking kids' legs.
The ground starts crumbling because you're trying to intimidate this dude, and everyone's just like, earthquake! And runs to the door.
Yeah.
And it stops, so
Jun-
I'm standing in the doorway doing the... Can we get out of
Sorry,
here so we can go and dance?
When you go to run, Narikis just sighs and like flops down on the floor, folds her legs, and is like, "You're not supposed to walk during them."
We'll go to doors.
Yeah.
I don't want to be near the glass display cases.
So instead, you're beside the glass window.
You know,
It's
I
okay.
want to get outside.
Yes,
It
let's
does
go.
make sense not to be near glass.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and all the dangerous stuff that's inside the glass.
Yeah, we could have had Potion
Okay.
Shop 2.0.
I cannot be
No
fucked
thanks,
dealing
Aloy.
with this man who is obviously not in my league of people to intimidate.
Not today, anyway.
He's- So Jun
Just not
kind of
even me.
has left the shop, and I think we'll start wandering down the street. And when the others catch up, I think he will just kind of sigh and go, maybe he's right. Maybe the Queen will be disappointed if I don't use the tools at my disposal.
Okay.
Like, it's just knowing the dude's name, and we don't know if it's his, like, proper name enough for that thing to work anyway.
Well,
Plus, like, I would have given you money.
that's not the issue. I was just pissed off at him.
Yeah. Sometimes we just...
Don't read people's mind, dude.
Ew, he did that?
Wizard.
Ew. Ew, excuse me. Let's
Typical
not...
wizard.
Ew, yuck. He's as bad as Rebecca McChicken. Let's get out of here.
Now that's a story I want to know about. What did Rebecca McChicken do?
Did she say, back off?
Well,
Charged too much.
okay, literally, like, out of character. Like, Dracus is gonna be like, "What the fuck," and get real angry and won't talk about it. But yeah, in reality, it's just she attempted to charge too much for trying to, like, tan hides. Was it?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's it.
something like
Her
that.
first, and then I
All
went
he
and paid a
did.
ram farmer instead, because Rebecca McChicken was trying to massively rip me off,
Leasing.
and
Yeah, so you told her
Dracus
to
was
back
like,
off?
basically, yeah, like real, yeah.
Worst enemy.
This was before
for
I went
life.
around doing potion shop shenanigans, but like, she's lucky, and I best not see her in the street
Yes.
try and rip me off. Yeah, so many people have done so much worse, but she is a mortal enemy.
Yes.
You've got to have an enemy.
Don't mess with prices.
Don't think I'm a fool and try to rip me off with gold
Yep.
just because I look like I'm from out of town.
Yeah. Okay. So, we meet back up outside. Yeah. No one wanted to buy anything from there.
Not after that. Not with
Solidarity,
leg
no.
Fair enough.
So Ailey would be like, what have you got that isn't the stupid
Wait.
high prices?
Hang on. I'm just gonna pop back into the store real quick, because after realizing that they've,
Does anyone want to steal the mind shield ring thing? I really want.
No.
Ailey would be tempted to, but someone would probably need to make a distraction. Even
Yeah,
with
he's
her
probably
thieving
too much
skills.
of
Oh,
a
dude.
powerful wizard to
Yeah.
for us to get away with that. To be honest.
A distraction
Yeah.
isn't coming.
Oh,
I
God.
you let me.
Dracus is
don't
currently
think we should do
asking-
this.
Yeah,
after-
no.
after the
Currently
potion shop
asking
thing,
distraction.
why
oh,
his prices are so expensive and what he's got for cheaper.
If you want to put them up after the masquerade and the colony stuff with the myconid people, the mushroom people, that's fine.
We're supposed to be playing with balls, guys.
So, I want to hop back into the store, realizing that they've been reading Jun's brain.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Did you put your mind ready hands into my friend's head?
I guess you could say that. Yes.
Oh. Could you do mine?
To yours.
Yeah.
Anything in particular you want me to look for?
I've been having a problem. And I don't know, maybe you said, I mean, if you made Jun that mad, then probably it's, you know, you might be able to solve the problem, because if you were like extra clever, then maybe
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Before this group of cool people found me. I was elsewhere, and there was this really scary man with big teeth. But before that, I was somewhere and with the farmhouse, and it blew up, and then and stuff. We're trying to figure out where home is. And people keep saying stuff about fire and brimstone and stuff, and I get confused about it sometimes.
Okay.
So if you're like a super powerful brain wizard, maybe you know how to do stuff.
Sure. Well, give me a moment. And think about home.
Jun is going to skulk back quietly into the back of the store and lean against the back wall, glowering at this man with his arms crossed. Not at all protectively of Avril, not completely not because he's worried about Avril's well-being at the hands of this creepy man.
But just Ailey standing there next to her as
before
the
you
only
start,
protector.
does it hurt?
Not at all.
Okay.
It's like taking a really, really, really deep breath in and like fist up in front of my face, like, okay, do it.
Well, that's a lot of fire. That's certainly a big part of what's going on back there.
I mean, anyone could tell you that. You only have to know me for about 5 minutes. Right,
yeah,
guys?
well, it makes sense. I mean, that's kind of all of your beginning of your life, really, is the fire.
But no, wait, no, but I didn't. I was like a few years old when I made everything. Surely there's more than just when I made everything go boom.
Yes, but before that, you were not where you were, if that makes sense. Your home, your place of birth, not place of birth, your place of living, your place with your family, Barovia, I think? It's hard to translate language I don't know in your brain.
That I think that's the place with the creepy man with the big teeth. No, I came from before that. Like, I was nearby, and then I walked through a mist puddle, and I never kind of left until I walked into the place where I met these people. But that's apparently a long time different.
Yes. There is a big swath of a gap in your brain there from the Feywild, for sure. Yes. It's tough. You have powerful magic in there, and not a small amount of head fucking from the Vampire King himself, so it's difficult.
Oh, it's okay. I killed him.
Yes, I see that too. Good job, by the way.
Yeah, it's alright. He won't be coming back in a hurry.
No,
He's
I
dead.
think not.
Yeah, he'll never be scary again, right?
Yes. So, you were in a misty forest. You were close to
Yeah.
Daggerford. Daggerford was where you are originally from.
That sounds cool and dangerous. Was I cool and dangerous?
Well, you were
We just
a
had a
small.
farm.
You were a small child. You're on the outskirts of Daggerford. You remember your parents talking about going there. Well, somewhat remember it. But before that, your parents had taken you through the plains at some point. Yes, your parents were plane travelers themselves.
They were?
As a child, they took you through the elemental plane of fire. And that is where you remember. And that is why it is all fire from that point on.
My parents were farmers. Don't be stupid.
You may have remembered them as farmers when they finally decided to settle down and raise their children. But
We had a little farm. It was a cottage. I didn't even have my own room.
when you were born, young, before your brain was even really remembering anything, its very, very first memories are of fire. And it's why you were able to touch the flame and bring it into your home.
I didn't touch a flame. I cast dancing lights. Jamie told me about this.
Yes.
You can't be a very good, powerful mind brain reader if you can't even do that bit right.
No, it's there, and it's exactly what Jamie saw, and the reason why she was willing to give you those magical tattoos that she's got. She knew that you were touched by an elemental plane. There are many elemental touched people in this land, in the Elven Kingdom specifically, who can help you understand.
Lift that brim of hair. I'm not an elf. I'm a human.
Yes,
I've got round ears.
that's why it affected you so quickly. From one brief interaction, it took the elves long periods of being exposed to the planes for them to develop the elemental abilities. Humans, however, well, we're a little bit more absorbent, if you will.
That you are.
I'm a sponge.
Yes, a plane sponge. You absorb planes. Well, you've absorbed a
And
specific plane.
Elements.
It's got like one massive crease in my forehead, looking completely confused. And like, you're wrong, and it's weird to tell lies. And just turn around and charge straight into John to try to leave. I don't like it. I'm
I
gonna
don't
make a
like
fuss.
this man either.
You see, when Everil finally turns and walks away, you see that it was putting immense mental strength on him doing this. So he, like, almost kills off once finally released from this mental reading that he was doing.
She's just standing there with her mouth like open from the like, what? Holy shit, man! That was a lot. But anyway, I don't help this old man who breaks people's legs,
That's fair.
so I get out of there.
Remind me how much the ring of whatever it was called is.
Of mind shielding.
Yeah.
It was very
16,000.
expensive. 16,000.
I don't have
16000.
I would like to state, of course, as much as he looks like he is in physical pain, that will not prevent him from casting spells. And you know that for sure.
I have only 15 electric platinum. How much is 15 platinum in gold pieces?
150.
1500? 150?
No, it's
I thought it
only
was
10.
Just 10.
That's
Oh,
not
yeah.
a thing. It's 10 times, not 100 times.
10 times. You gotcha.
The bag of holding,
Okay.
however, has 100 and something platinum
Okay.
pieces.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, 145 platinum pieces in the bag.
But would that stop your queen from like talking to you?
So the
Yeah,
the mind shielding ring makes you immune to magic that lets other creatures read your thoughts, determine whether you are lying, find out your alignment, or check your creature type. So any of those divination type things that work on that you use, that's the sort of ring that would protect that stuff. Yes.
So what he's done effectively is make Jun realize that he really needs to protect his brain from people like this motherfucker.
I am sure that you realize at that moment that the reason why he has read your thoughts is probably a thing that he does on a lot of people who consider buying the ring, to be like, yes, you totally need that ring. I just read your mind.
Full old mind diddler. That's his name now, the mind diddler.
The mind
mind
diddler. Just down the road from the clown brothel.
Yeah, from the Jester themed brothel, which is now canon in Storm Sledge.
Yep.
I love
Because
that.
the DM didn't stop me.
That's what improv's all about.
Yes, and
I'm so sorry, Avril. I saw it and I couldn't resist. With a name like Whoopi.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to say cushion, you know, like that thing that you sit on
Mm.
that makes a
the
flute
balloons,
noise.
yeah.
You know, the perfectly innocent, you know.
Absolutely. You absolutely were, and I ran with it as soon as I heard the name Whoopi.
Yes.
I went, nope, we're cutting it off there.
So, no purchases.
No, Jun
Well, he
will give
never
the man.
answered Ailey's question
What
about
was the
why
question?
everything's overpriced.
Why is everything
what does he have
overpriced?
that is normal priced?
Everything you see here is things that I have come across on my travels that I have no more need for. I am selling them at the value that they have been sold for before, and honestly, all of the things that I had that were cheap have already gone. I'm sorry. There won't be any restocks.
Is he
Just getting rid of
having
my
any
stuff.
reaction to the fact that in Thorax's head, all she's doing over and over and over again is calling him the diddler, the diddler, the diddler?
No, he is having no reaction to that. Does not seem to have started reading your mind at all. But good for you.
But no, in
So-
that case, Ailey's like, ugh. Like, would you give me that much for this necklace? I doubt it. And then just kind of walks off.
No, I'm not buying, but it does seem to be worth that much, yes.
You should look up
Right.
Rebecca McChicken. You'd be good friends. And I'd take Averil's hand. Oh no, Averil's already left. I
Yeah.
storm out after Avril.
Alright. Perfect.
Yeah,
Alright.
I think Jun like goes out after Avril and like glowers at this man with his most evil glower.
Fair enough. Alright. Varys, do you want to buy anything?
No, I think Varys just looks around and looks at the guy and just kind of shrugs and then leaves.
Fair enough. Alright. You all meet back up outside. I assume that you're now heading towards the college, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, once you're back at the college, are you going straight towards the teleport circle to get the hell out of here? Or are you going to inquire about, things? Changelings, colonies, Mycan colonies. Those are pretty much the two things that you need information on at the moment. I think you've already kind of exhausted the Myconid colony stuff, though, but you didn't really check out the library here.
So we haven't checked out the library?
Not for those things, no. You have been to the library here before, though.
The library that we went to for that stuff was in the Dwarven Monks Temple, yeah?
Correct.
I think we should quite probably go to the library.
I want street food, but yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's get street food on the way back.
Okay. On the way back to the college, collect some street food.
Yes.
Sure. Whatever you feel like for street food. Back in the college.
Roasted rat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Get some curly fries.
Yeah.
sweet. Those are the type.
Oh yeah, cool.
Roast the rat tail and curly fries. Anyway,
Oh, God.
yes, you're able to freely walk into the college. No problems. Again, no longer restricting access to it for anybody, but you are still noticed around the school as people of interest around here. You make your
Everyone's
way.
walking at the front of the group and pretending that they know people here now because they clearly obviously go to school here and doing like, hey, wait, finger guns, like trying to be particularly cool.
Oh yeah.
To increase Everill's cool factor, Varys is going to take off his eye patch as well, so that he's rocking with really cool people.
Yeah. This is the absolute coolest bunch. Actually, like this not a sarcastic comment. This is what's happening. You're of schooling look and age to everybody else, to those of the rest of the colleges that you look like, but you're not wearing the college robes. Instead, you're wearing your own robes, which have weird magical things going on over top of all the other shit that's going on with you. The really wide, the fucking fantastically huge hat you've got going on. Amongst other things, there's an extremely large mastiff walking beside you that is almost your size. A robot to the other side of you, completely naked, clanking along.
A little blue robot next to that as well too, that's flying.
Yeah, flying little robot as well. A half dragon that has fully developed wings and horns, the most dragon of the half dragons that any of them have ever seen before. A red tiefling with one arm that is entirely skeletal but still entirely usable as an arm.
I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah. A changeling that, as much as they are just trying to look like a regular old half elf, they are still very nice to look at and very nice clothing otherwise. Who, if they're willing to get in on this as well, would have summoned their pack weapon, which is a big scythe. If it is still there.
It's not anymore.
No, it's now something else. But still summon. Still have probably
It
summoned
is
that.
the glaive of terror.
That's true. There you go. So there'd be,
which is cool still.
yes, still a massive glaive that is overflowing with magical energy, not from just being a magical item itself, but also a packed weapon here. That is the crew that you're rolling with into this college. So yeah, you look extremely cool right now.
I think that everything you just described sounds bomb as hell. It's gonna make me friends. It's gonna make me really easy to approach.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
I was walking in slow motion with the they see me rolling, they hating. Yep. No,
maybe
not white nanny.
No.
We're in slow motion.
Like,
everybody else is just moving normally.
I was thinking more like John Cena's entrance theme. Like, you can't see me.
Okay, everyone can have their own song, and it all plays at once.
Honestly,
and
whatever.
It's really discordant.
Who just like flicks between each of your brains of you all playing different music.
Final countdown for Paris.
If you get background to
very
Avril,
emo.
I
I'm the fire starter. Twisted fire starter.
Yes.
Yes.
Ailey's is probably flamboyant. You know, some say my fire burns too hot, but I say it's not enough. But yeah, flamboyant, my Dorian Electra is probably what's going through Ailey's brain. If not something more dumb like sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows everywhere.
Yes.
Codswallops
It'll be
and
something like
out.
that.
Yeah, of course.
Don't you know what your song will be?
What?
I'm not okay, in brackets, I promise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
100%.
Yep.
At that point, Crash
Okay, so
turns to
one
look at you all
dirty-
and goes like, "Please pick one station."
He's just hearing them all at once.
Yep.
I thought you had ADHD. Like, why
It's fine when there's one at a time, but it's all at once. All at once.
Yeah. Did Crash get like extra ADHD? Or
Yes. Mega ultra
It's like
ADHD.
just super mega ADHD?
Extreme ADHD and autism.
Correct. All of the vaccines.
The most
So-
intelligent robot.
Oh,
It's like the Powerpuff Girls, but we just had like anxiety.
Chemical anxiety.
no.
That's
Anxiety was the misdiagnosis.
Yeah.
She's the toughest fighter.
Okay.
Oh god, I don't want to fight Mojo Jojo.
No, I know you don't.
Jojo is an icon.
He is, but I definitely do not want to fight him.
Oh,
I'm
him.
conflicted.
You want to fight him?
Oh, him? We can fight him.
Yes.
We are seducing him.
Avoiding panic attacks.
Anyway,
I don't want to fight most of
You
that
get through
guy,
it.
man.
you get
Oh,
through it.
fabulous.
The college grounds, looking cool and badass as heck. In through the college to the library where you have been before. At least, pretty sure most of you have been there before, not all of you. So quickly,
Kids read. Fuck.
yeah. Quickly, Avril has to fall in line behind everybody else as they don't know where they're going when they get into the college. But you make it no problems into the library, where there is a frail old half-dragon there who is manning the checkout, I guess, the returns and loan out area, who is seemingly marking down returns from a big, massive pile of returns that she is dealing with. So, which book do you want to look for first? Myconid colonies, changelings. Which one?
We can
Jun.
split up, can't we?
You can split up, sure. Alright. Roll a investigation and tell me what you're looking for.
I'm
The real
looking for-
question is,
I'm
does
looking
Thrakus
for
get a...
bookmarks.
The real
Hey.
question is, what is...
So the real question is, does Thrakus get any kind of extras for mushrooms being a special interest?
Not really.
Just enthusiasm.
Yeah, not on an investigation check, I'm afraid.
Ugh. Too busy
And
having one
Errol
nerdy
is
stuck in my
looking
head.
for something, bookmarks?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I want to stop dog-earing my magic books about
Ah.
magic.
I see. Right. Looking
Yeah.
for
I could have made you a
bookmarks.
bookmark.
Out of flesh. Anyway.
Well, yeah, what do you
Probably got
think
fucking
leather
itchy
is?
dangling off the bottom of it.
Also, should, wood carves and has feathers and stuff. Like, it's not all gore, guys.
It's only mostly finger bones and flesh.
Yeah.
Besides, like a leather bookmark with like flames stamped into it.
True, or a nice blue one from that arm that you got.
No, that one's pickled. It's beyond leathering.
Well, now you know what to get Avril for Christmas. So, yeah, Avril, you don't find any bookmarks in here. Sorry. You're not sure why they don't have bookmarks here in the library, but you can't seem to find them. Jun, looking for changeling facts.
Specifically, so, like, I think there's kind of two ways Jin could go with this.
Mm-hmm.
He could go changeling history and culture, or he could go, like, military style, hunter style, like, how do you kill a changeling? How do you identify a changeling? How do you... which are probably, like, maybe older books. I imagine, like, perhaps people aren't so terrified of changelings. I don't know anymore, but yeah, certainly, you know, kind of militaristic or hunter manuals, I think, is what he's looking for.
Okay.
As much as he actually secretly wants to be looking for, like, culture and history, he needs to be figuring out how to track this guy.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you come upon 2 tomes, which are written. They are not well read ones, quite dusty. Doesn't seem like they're checked out very often at all. They are musings of a ranger that turned from rangerdom to wizardry later on in life, but had some musings about fey creatures and the hunting of them. You imagine, even though you're not, you don't get a picture or anything of anybody, of the person who wrote it or anything, you're immediately imagining throughout this, writing this from the get-go, as they talk very much, talk within their own prose. They talk very much like Thoricus does about.
Hey, who stole my thing?
About the way that Fae work and their trickery. Yes, they appear to have 2 tomes in the library from this author. The first one, yeah, is very much about the hunting and gathering, as it were, of Fae and Fae body parts and the like. And the other appears to be a telling of their time in the Feywild.
Ah.
And the many things that they have come up with while they were there.
So, is the writer a guy?
The gender is not quickly discernible. You'll have to spend some time reading
what's
this.
the author's name?
It doesn't say. You actually struggle to find the actual author's name.
So what's the name of the second tome?
So they don't have. So the titles are more just descriptions of what they're about. Instead of, if you've ever read like Japanese or Chinese stories, they like to have the titles of chapters basically be like a short synopsis of what happens in the chapter. And this is essentially
storylining.
Yeah, that's essentially what's going on here. So the literal title of the first one is How to Hunt and Collect Fae and Fae creatures. The second one is My Time in the Feywild and What I Met There. And yeah, you quickly read the first page of everything, and you find that this person, they basically give someone else has written a quick a quick autobiographical piece. Seems to be handwritten into each of these tomes about the person that wrote these books, not naming them, unfortunately, but saying that they were a ranger. They moved into wizardom, and thought best to document these things, and eventually disappeared. They believe probably went back to the Feywild.
Yes, disappeared.
We should disappear these from this library. If you know what I mean.
That's exactly what I was about to suggest. Oh, Thrakus. Not Thrakus, sorry. Ailey.
Yeah.
Fucking right. It's like someone
Ailey's
messing up
probably
sibling
sitting in a
names.
section looking at dragons. All right, that's what should be.
Yeah,
doing
returned
right now.
exactly to the dragon section as you had been in here previously, and was looking through the exact same set of dragon picture books.
Yeah, I'm. Jun's just aware that Ailey is the best one of us at stealing, and so he will go find Ailey, and basically just like shove the books in her bag, and be like, "I'm gonna collect those once we get out of here."
Oh, hey. Do I need to sneak out of here?
I don't know. Do they have like magical sensory things on the door?
Probably.
Maybe you do then.
I wonder if I could just fly past them. Do you think the shadow boots would work?
You haven't used them in so long, and this is what you're using them for.
Of course.
It's
She's
so
like-
good.
If the spell is a line that you cross, her theory is if she teleports out, it won't set off the line.
Do we even have like detect magic? Does someone have it?
I think I do. Hang on.
Varys can do it as well.
Oh yeah, he's got a literal whole eyeball.
Yeah.
Varys, is there like a anti-stealing magic on the door?
I will activate my magical eye and use detect magic.
Mhm.
Check out the door.
I don't think it's gonna matter if we put it in the bag of holding.
So,
I mean, we can put them in there instead of my bag.
there is some sort of magical field over the door and all of the windows. You don't know the actual nature of those things. Doesn't seem like a particularly powerful magic. It's probably just.
And if they really want us to, we can check these books out
Hey,
and
John,
just leave with them.
That was my thought as well.
I'm a student here. I could just have them.
Are we allowed to do that?
I don't want to
that-
sully your name as a student.
My name isn't
Okay.
Sully.
I mean, I was just going to ask if we could check them out as well.
Jun, with the most confused look you ever saw on his face, pulls the books out of Ailey's bag and gives them to Varys and is like, okay.
Alright.
What is
Very-
checking
Varys.
out a book?
Wait. Does that mean? And then Thrakus will walk up with Varys to the librarian and be like, "Do we have the ability to buy old books so you can get new versions in?"
Not really. There are some books
Like for
we
a
do
sizable donation.
Ideally, we'd always have a copy of a book. on hand. So, I mean, plenty of students just make copies of books that they want to keep permanently.
Oh,
none
I
of
can
these-
do that.
Yeah,
I
none
can
of the
just
books in
enter-
here.
I can just write the pages you want into my big book.
We've removed any books from the library that are, more sensitive or require specialized equipment to copy. If that makes sense. Those are not in this library.
Probably for the best.
Yes, quite.
Could we
Just
check
out
out
the
these
books.
books?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful. And I think Varys was looking for a Myconid book, if possible, as well.
Yep.
Us actually using a library as a library? What is this?
Actually
Absolutely
using it.
insane.
Thrax is still going to steal these books.
To be fair, the last time you were here and you tried to get out necromancy books, and they were not letting you do that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
those
that makes
books,
sense.
those books are now absent from this library. It seems that when the management changed here was when this stuff got enacted, and yes, now all books in this library can be checked out, can be copied, but
Censorship.
yes, but all the ones that are not allowed to be copied and not allowed to be read by the students have been removed from this library, and you will need to find.
They have a back room.
You don't know. But yes, Thoricus and Varys looking for Myconid books prior to what's happened here. You find a couple of books on mushroom catalogs, which are interesting reading for people interested in mushrooms, for sure. Which have very detailed drawings of various types of mushrooms, descriptions of them, possible uses for them, such as medicines, poisons, things like that.
This book knows nothing. It's calling lip smackers morels. What the fuck is that?
Yeah. And you find books, a tome about the flora and fauna, well, more flora than fauna, of the Underdark. Which kind of it has a sort of disclaimer at the beginning of the Myconid section, which is sort of like, it seems to be a written debate between two different experts in the field who are trying to decide whether or not the Myconid is flora or fauna of the Underdark. Which is funny, but they do concede to allowing some details about Myconids to be put in this book. It talks about their weaknesses, such as the sun and fire. That they like, warm, humid environments. Dark ones, of course. Very much, it sort of goes off in scientific detail about the stuff you've already read from the adventurer's point of view that you got previously. So, not really treading any new ground here, but it is good to see that there is a consensus about how they do set up in colonies. They are generally peaceful unless attacked themselves. They don't really spread that far, especially if they can find a good, warm, damp place for them to reside, and will generally come to an equilibrium with the environment that they find themselves in, to the point of like they will essentially domesticate other creatures in the Underdark that are around them, not just by infusing some of their number into their own colony once they die and decompose, but then use those warm bodies that they've infested to, integrate into those herds of creatures, and eventually, use them as a constant source. Right? They live close by. As they die, then getting more food for themselves. They don't try to push past that boundary normally. It is becoming increasingly obvious that whatever is going on in Colrock with this colony is extremely strange for Myconids.
Usually just a part of the ecosystem, like trying to take
Exactly.
over.
Exactly.
Something's unbalanced.
And that checks with everything else that we've read as well too, from the accounts of people that visited the colony nearby.
Boy.
Cool.
So we going home?
I
believe that is
so.
the plan. Cool. You check out your books.
Mm-hmm.
You
Forever. Suckers. No, I don't pay you. I offered to do the good thing.
with your detect magic still up, Varys,
Mhm.
you notice that as you pass through the magical barrier with your checked out books, you realize a spell gets cast on them as they come through, which appears to permeate through the bag of holding on Jin's shoulders as well. You would see through that, as it is also magic. You're seeing the magic of that. And it has cast a spell on these books that you see appears to have a chronological aspect to it. It appears that at a certain time, after a certain time frame, these books will automatically return to the library.
Ah. Hey, that saves on late
Fucker.
fees. That's
I
pretty
would have
cool.
gone out a window.
And you remember that all of the windows had the exact same field over there.
Books will return whether we want them to or not.
That's quite clever, actually.
How the fuck do I get around this?
We need to start prescribing the stuff so that we have our own copies before they all go.
You want me to write stuff
I
down?
want these copies. I want the original copies.
We can do some of that when we get back home.
Wait, does that mean I have to write from the books instead of reading my books?
I will write
Ugh.
from my books.
You-
You
no,
shouldn't
we
have
don't-
to do all
you
of
don't.
it for all of us.
Exactly. Like, we can read common and write
Yeah.
and stuff.
I
Oh
don't mind
yeah.
driving it
Right.
out.
Crash will say, I can, like, completely...
You don't want to read my common.
You can
Putting
Wait,
figures
wait.
together, I'll be over here. Like,
wait, Crash. If you read it, will you remember it all so we don't have to write it down?
Yes, but also I can completely identically copy all of these books if you want.
Perfect. Wonderful.
Spell magic work.
wait, Quash, do you want to borrow my big book of awesomeness?
I could.
It really needs like little labels on it so we can search through it faster.
I think if you just think of the page you want to be on, it goes to that page.
Huh. I'm gonna think of the page where I drew Jun doing a stinky poo, like just as a silly comic when I was mad at something that Jun had said, and just
Yep.
like let the book fall open.
And there it is.
It works.
Hey, Jun, you're doing a stinky poo in this
It does.
picture.
Hey, it's a pretty good likeness, and in fairness, you said something mean.
What?
I wasn't gonna show anybody. Well, except
Oh.
now. But you
Oh,
know,
Sorry.
My poos are stinky, and Jin goes back to sticking his nose back into the book that he just
been so distracted
Fair
that he
enough.
can't even pause for an insult. Damn, something got my point up. Like,
Yeah. That's great.
All right. You make it back
Can't
to...
tell when Jun's really upset.
Yes.
Jin is disturbed as fuck. He just got a book out of the library about how to hunt his people for parts, so that he can hunt one of his people at the behest of one of his other people that he didn't know
Potentially for
existed a number of weeks ago, or even
This is true.
more recently than that ago.
He hasn't been disturbed by me hunting people like him for parts yet.
That's because we hadn't run into anyone directly, right?
You haven't hunted, as far as I'm aware, any changelings since Jin joined the party.
I haven't killed a changeling to my knowledge.
No.
Besides, hunting the one we were looking for Jun.
Yeah, he doesn't consider, like, people of the Feywild to be his people.
Okay, cool.
He's just, like, very recently discovered that, like, there's a species that he belongs to and is still getting his head around that.
Hmm.
And then is, yeah, like, there's this weird hunting for changelings book.
Wait a second. You told me in the slideshow, when we did the magic slides, you told me that I was friends with some people called the Wild Hunt, and you hunt things that are wild. Are you the Wild Hunt?
I might wear their face.
Literally
Ba-dum.
wearing their face.
But
Jin just kind of goes,
Yeah.
no, without explanation, and sticks his head back in the book.
What? But Crash, help me out.
oh, sweet child.
The rest of them won't tell me the truth. First it was the potion shop, and then it was some chicken fucker, and now it's and the man at the shop lied to me. I'm sick of people lying to me today. It's ridiculous. It's
I haven't lied to you.
ridiculous.
Also, we'll
Not
tell you
nice.
about the potion stuff when we get back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't
So just
really
not
talk about the
in
potion stuff while
public.
we're here.
I know.
No, that's Crash telling you for all.
Yeah.
Thank Crash, you always got our back in that DM voice.
Yeah. That DM voice hella gets me sometimes.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's good,
secretly crashes the DM.
That is true.
Yeah, it's way fulfillment. How to not be the forever DM, also be a player.
Exactly.
/ how to not have to deal with your players going off into like super weird left field things and not getting all of your prompts.
Hi guys, I think we should go this way.
Just a bit. Anyway.
Like,
Crash
we know-
says, I'm done
we know
with this.
what we know we're cats that you have to herd. We know who we are.
Skelly's like, stop pulling at that curtain.
You will not like what you find there. Anyway, yes, you make it back into the storage closet that is the teleportation room. The sapphire half dragon that was sitting there before is still sitting there, just minding his own book, not really caring about you guys at all.
What's he reading?
Roll me a perception check.
I've been very perceptive today.
Mm.
Let's see how that goes. Two nat 20s in a row. Alright.
All for books.
Jun's developing a love of books he never knew he had before. And he already really liked books because they taught him about his dragon god when no one else wanted to talk to him. So,
Yeah.
books are amazing.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. He is reading he's reading a instruction manual for a spell. You're not too sure. You weren't too sure immediately about which spell it was until you noticed him flip the page onto one of the many diagrams of hand positions to one that you recognize, which is it is apparently a full digest on how to cast Vitriolic Sphere.
And we'll kind of nod at him. Yeah, it's a good one.
He'll look up at you and go, a good one?
Vitriolic Sphere, good spell.
Oh, yeah, sure. And you see that he suddenly goes extremely red, embarrassed, and like really not sure what to do with the fact that you now know that he's learning Vitriolic Sphere.
I complimented him and he's... Oh, okay.
Yep.
Teenagers.
Reads.
Anyway, you line up at the teleportation circle, awaiting Everill's spell.
Mm-hmm.
I draw
Emerald.
them with as much flair as possible, so they're all like flamey and sooty and stuff.
Perfect. Cast teleport circle.
I'm getting better at this spell. I think.
All right.
This helps.
I mean, you get us there in one piece with no problems. I don't know how much better there is than that.
But now it doesn't. Like, I'm getting.
You're getting more... Like, it's easier to cast?
Yeah, like I don't have to constipate as much.
I see.
You hear a chuckle from the half dragon behind you guys.
What?
Nothing.
Thrax just...
How many
Wink.
languages do you speak?
You see him like quickly counting. 5?
Right, then shut up and stuff.
Okay. Okay. And is still very embarrassed. Still
Thrax is
hiding back into his book.
Me being like, this is what you get for laughing behind my back, but actually I'm just like really genuinely red in the face and turning around so that he can't see.
Thrax
Yes.
leans out from behind her and just her eyes glow like their flames are dancing in them, and just says in Infernal, "Not enough." The languages.
No,
And
that's one of
Amy
them.
What?
Yep.
It'll still.
Because Ailey-
Okay, well, can I make a?
Ailey will like say something in Draconic, being like, yeah, students and their fancy words and languages.
Fuck that guy.
I have no idea if he speaks Draconic as well.
He does speak
but,
Draconic as well. He is a half dragon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But
then
Yes,
he knows
he is
exactly
still-
what Ailey's saying to him.
Yeah, he is pulling the book further and further up, getting closer and closer to the point where he definitely is not reading that at this point. And is very
It's just
thoroughly
trying to
embarrassed and
shield
intimidated.
himself from us
Yeah.
maniacs.
He is. He is very much regretting being the nerd at this point. And responding
He's
to
gonna
questions
request to be
like,
off portal duty.
yeah, and Avril casts
I'm
completes the spell.
jump through the spell as fast as fuck, boy. Like first one in, not waiting for the others.
Yeah. And in 6 seconds, you will portal your way back home, back into the kitchen.
Is there a way for me to like stomp out the portal so that no one else can use it? Or is it like only intended to travel us? You know what I mean? Also, I
Yeah,
should
so
probably
within
take
6
that
seconds,
spell off
so
myself.
yeah, so
I should cast it.
within 6 seconds, it is up. No one else could follow through once that's done. It'll erase the sigils on the other side.
Yeah.
So no one else can use that same sigil section to go back through. The using of their teleportation circle has made it easier, and at some point, it means that you don't have to spend a whole minute using it. You just quickly put the sigil down for your house, and then cast it. It makes it essentially just an action to cast instead of a minute. And
Yeah,
then,
see, I'm
once it's-
figuring it out and stuff. Wipes nose on sleeve.
Yeah, and
You're
then
doing good.
So good.
once you've come through that, yeah, it'll clear away any sigil of the place you're teleporting to. So yeah, only people who know the sigil for a specific teleportation circle can teleport to it. Yeah.
God, he knows how to teleport.
Yeah, it'll be very dangerous for people to try and teleport to a sigil they are not familiar with. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So even if he got a glimpse of the sigil, unless he'd spent a full minute studying it to commit it to memory, it would be
Right.
a very risky thing for him to try and recreate that, or anyone to recreate that for that matter.
Got it.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I feel
Everyone's
like he
having
was
the like
definitely
fucking
not
nerd. I hope they don't follow us. Like, you
Yeah.
can't come through my circle even if you wanted to. Like,
Yeah, it's like trying to do that would be a toss-up between accidentally bisecting yourself, teleporting one part of your body somewhere and the other part somewhere else, or teleporting
boy.
yourself to a plane or a location that's not hospitable. So
Yeah, you're just like halfway in a mountain.
Yeah.
You just take force damage until you explode out the side of it.
yeah,
mm,
essentially, that sort of stuff.
or until it explodes at the side of you.
Well,
So, halfway through the day, what do you guys want to do do you want to do anything for the last half of the day, or you just want to rest and then head up to Hiroga ready for the party?
Yeah.
Ailey
Yeah.
will be doing their makeup.
Yeah. I gotta polish my armor.
Yeah,
Probably.
Like, go,
Like, make sure it's perfect.
you're gonna look
And-
shiny and good.
Get
Mhm.
Cardwallop's armor all polished up.
and as we're doing the buffing of armors and things, so the potion shop thing that happened.
Yes.
An educational slideshow.
Yeah,
Thrax is gonna sit down at the table with you for this one.
yeah, probably.
Ailey's
a
gonna
good
sit there, like, smearing themselves with glitter. That's them doing their makeup. While also polishing their scales and their knives.
Ailey is going to sleep in their makeup and redo it when they get there tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Glitter everywhere.
This is the practice round beforehand, Skelly.
Yeah.
Everyone
Gotta
knows,
make sure.
and everyone knows
To
that
achieve
only the
perfect
very
eyeliner, You
best,
must sleep in it.
the very best stealthy people can be stealthy with glitter.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a good point.
Point of pride.
So, who wants to start on the potion escapade?
Uh-oh.
I think Jun is nearby with his book, studying, but also listening in.
As long as he's not being a mind diddler.
No.
No mind diddling for you.
I think he's fully aware that mind diddling with his friends' minds would be just as dangerous to him as to everyone else involved.
And like, you don't want to know. You already hear what comes out of our mouths.
Exactly. He already knows far too much about you people.
Yeah. More than he wants.
I think Mind
Not as
Diddler.
bad as Crash.
Yeah. Mind Diddler is the perfect term to describe Baldur's Gate 3 as well. So
Like mind players. But mind diddling.
Yeah.
there's a lot of mind diddling that goes on. Anyway,
Yep.
Wait, do they grow diddles in their minds?
maybe. Anyway,
It's also a very sexual game.
it is. So, the team were looking for potions in Storm's
Like, the
Lich.
only person who hasn't played it, like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Team were looking for potions in Storm's Lich, and the Rikers and Ailey went off by themselves to go and buy some potions. And you'll be shocked to find out who was the one who messed this all up.
So there was something Ailey wanted, I think, that the guy wouldn't sell. It was
potion
too expensive.
Of acid breath.
Yeah, that
That
sounds
you
about
wanted.
right.
Because you wanted to be, like, cooler than your brother and have both.
And also know that acid breath is the one thing good against constructs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's how that happened.
We were having some construct issues at the time.
Yes. So,
Before we knew we could, like, talk to them and stuff.
yeah. So the team conspires to steal the potion. And of course, they need to get away with it. So, what do we do to get away with stealing a potion once we run out of the store? Well,
We burn down the shop.
what if we...
So I didn't have as much magic as I do now. And while
You reported them to the Dungeons and Dragons IRS for tax fraud?
so the potion attendant guy, shop dude, went out the back to look for something because we asked him a question about something. He's like, oh, go look in the back. So Ellie takes the potion from the counter, but then I realize everyone's gonna know it was us that stole it. So, how do you disguise the fact that you stole inventory? You make it look like something else happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have a lot of spells. So I took out one of my spicy arrows. You know, the really unpredictable spice arrows. And I shot it at the counter, and it cast... What's the name of it? What is the name of
Vine?
that?
What?
I
No,
don't
it was-
specifically remember what it cost, but
It was one of those ones
pandemonium
where it's like
afterwards.
multiple shots that are like overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was like,
Like a
magic missile
shower
or
of-
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was magic
Yeah.
missile. And then all the potions broke, all of them, and there was
Mhm.
explosions, and all the potions mixed together.
Mm-hmm. April's eyes are just getting wider and wider and wider and wider.
and we were running, and
I
then
was
all
on
these
the other
magic,
side of the city.
all these magic things started happening, and this terrifying goo, was just pouring out of the shop into the street, and people were turning into chickens, and there were barrels of popcorn, and like bad things were happening every time it touched anyone, and
Didn't some people literally like stop breathing, like they lost their mouth?
that was later.
Oh yeah.
That was later on.
So soon.
Later on.
That
That's
was
further.
funny.
Further
That was
along.
very
I
funny.
believe did
At
somebody
this
turn
point, Marcus
into
Wait,
cannot.
did somebody
So
turn into
did-
bananas?
what? Questions. Did you kill people? And did you get away with it? Does anyone know it was you?
I don't know
Kill
if anyone died in the end. We think no one died because Varys has more to say on this. There was more. But yeah, we got.
Hmm.
That poor
What?
shop owner
Oh.
must. How many?
Oh
many
no,
gold?
Varys, you
Hmm.
won't tell them.
Might have had insurance.
Yes, I made my way towards our friends when I noticed that something was going horrifically wrong, and I heard some screaming. Zipped on
We
over.
were trying to help people.
Yes, but the shop worker was still trapped inside, so I
He
broke
was
into the.
what?
He was still trapped inside, so I broke into the top floor.
I think
And-
Crash will interject and clarify. This person that Vera saved was not the owner of the store. He was merely a cashier.
Worker.
He was working there. The actual owner, we don't like. He's a rich bastard guy.
Yeah.
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 But the shop worker was not the owner, so I went in to help him. And when I got to him, he was in a bad way. There had been some sort of effect that essentially made the orifices of his face kind of covered with skin. So I had to kind of cut some of the excess skin, and
You had to what?
yeah, and he was too big for me to. I am not a strong person, so I couldn't carry him. So I had to set him up with the grappling hook, and he was losing his ability to see because the skin was trying to grow over his eyes, and it had already covered his mouth, and it was unpleasant. But yes, I managed to get him up to the top floor. He unfortunately lost an eye during that time. That was my fault.
Is your eye like a thing where because he did it, now all this time later you do it?
No, I'm pretty sure my eye was just fey bullshittery. And I don't think that they have any connection. At least that's what I tell myself. But yes, the person survived, and that's kind of the end of it.
There was a giant wall of potion coming towards everybody.
Yeah, it was pretty terrifying.
We got it under control, and all the people that were chickens and stuff turned back into people.
So, if Varys went there, they would know that Varys saved somebody. But if any of the rest of you go to the potion shop, which may or may not exist anymore, that you might have killed people and you don't even know?
No, we didn't kill people. We know we didn't kill people.
They
But
all
how
went
could you
to
be
the
sure?
We
doctor.
stopped that. We managed to stop that. We helped people after, and they turned back. People shaped.
Also, people from the wizarding
So did they
college
think
did
you're
come
the
over
good
too.
guys? After all of that? Did you even get the acid potion?
Yes,
I think we
we
did.
still haven't used it. Okay.
No,
Fuck!
I think.
I think we did use it against a construct in the end.
Did we eventually?
Yeah, I think everyone did use it.
Potentially.
I thought I
think
had
so.
it still. Yeah.
Maybe.
No, they do not have a potion of
Okay, I take
acid
that
breath on
back.
them. They did use it.
Check.
I'm thinking of other things we bought around the same time that I haven't
I
used.
know that we
out of guilt.
used an acid breath one. Don't know if it's the same one.
Well, you
but
don't
also
currently
I
have one in
don't
your
know-
Never mind.
inventory.
I'd say
I
we
don't
use
think to put it
okay,
anywhere
okay,
else,
and Ailey
so.
used it.
Well, I
Um,
was like, it was potentially in Tharika's mine or the bag of holding.
No,
I
it's I
can't
don't have it. I'm pretty sure Ailey had it because Ailey grabbed it. I was just like, what do I do? And tried to clean up the mess and then made a much bigger mess.
Yeah, I don't claim that I'm the good guy, but having said that, I also wasn't involved in that, so you know.
Well, I never said I was a good guy either.
Wait,
Okay,
what
all
town-
of you could just make up your own goddamn minds about what fucking happened.
what
anyone
town?
wanted
What
to
town
do.
did it happen in? Because no one knows me, so I could find out if the potion shop is there, and I could check in on the people, and I could say, "Wow, I read a newspaper about a bad thing that happened, and I wanted to investigate for a school project."
It's
They
in
would-
Storm Sledge. That was
my
why we weren't
God.
too keen on talking about it there.
Which city are we in now?
We're back in Cloudport. Storm Sledge is the magical city in the mountain.
But there's
The
so
one with the
many
college.
cities. Okay. So when we're in that place, which is where we're going for the puts hands over eyes with holes in the middle.
No.
You know, is that where that? No?
No, Herogar is where the masquerade is happening.
Why are there so many towns?
That's the city with Wayclaw in it.
There are so many towns.
Life was easier when it was a big, ugly castle on a hill and like 2 places you could go.
Yeah.
It was
then
a lot less pretty.
Crinky old windmill with a hag that was turning people into soup. But that's a different story.
Hmm.
I
Yeah, a
don't
lot
want
less,
to be turned into soup.
I'm not going to say there's not lots of terrifying undead roaming the place trying to kill people, but there's probably a lot less than there were in Barovia.
Somewhat.
Hmm.
Been an
At least for now.
increase recently.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, is that... Wait, did they have potions? Because is that the town where all the magic-y doesn't work? So they had potions to make up for the fact that they couldn't do magic? 'Cause
No,
that
that
makes
is
like
the-
way more
That
easy.
is the
That's
magic.
in the town that was magical.
I don't think any of the non-magical towns would have been able to cope with such a magnitude. Actually, they had to put up prismatic walls to prevent the flow of the potion. So
The Ultima Potion.
indeed. Well, with that, we're gonna finish up. Next time, for sure, the team will get to the ball. I'll make sure of it. There's not really any time for them left. They'll sleep and they'll go there. We'll get it done next time.
And that's what you missed on D&D.
Yep. Alrighty. Unless anyone has anything else they would like to confirm before we go, that will be us. Feel free to write notes down in the chat if you want. Otherwise, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.